So today, title of today's video and thought, crayons, Jessii. Crayons? I know it doesn't seem like it, but there are actually a lot of creepy and weird about crayons.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be reacting to Jessii V. So let's get started. Also make sure you subscribe to her, she's awesome. And also give her a thumbs up and comment down below for her. And surprisingly I have a face cam. Hooray! And I'm on my phone. And if you want to have a face cam, just download what is it called? Just download Screen Recorder. It will also bring up one of these things. So yeah, let's go back to YouTube. And let's hope I didn't mess up. Fudge. Library. Don't background, maybe my sister is awake.
Hey guys, it's Jessii V. So today my Halloween shirt says, this is like a whole series on my Halloween shirts. It has a code on it and it says double double toil and trouble. What's weird is that all my life I thought it was double bubble toil and trouble, but it's double double. Wow, maybe that's like a Mandela effect? I'm not really sure. So you probably saw the title of today's video and thought, crayons, Jessii? Crayons? I know it doesn't seem like it, but there are actually a lot of creepy and weird facts about crayons. I was surprised too when I was researching this. I always try and think of what would everybody know for my nostalgic series, and everybody knows what crayons are. I mean, if you've never used a crayon...
Okay guys, if you can hear the background music, it is awesome for her videos. I want to know what that music is.
You're an alien. That's the only conclusion I can come to. So a lot of these facts will probably shock you because crayons have quite the backstory. So even though most of you know what crayons are, I'm gonna do a history of them anyways because it's intriguing. The first pack of Crayola crayons were sold in 1903 for 5 pennies. It was an 8-pack of crayons and it was literally 5 pennies. Could you imagine that nowadays? Everything back then was just so teeny tiny cheap. And back before there was industrial machines and factories and stuff, all of the crayon labels were literally rolled on by hand. So making crayons back then was a really tedious job. Back then there were only 8 crayon colors available, and to this date there are 120 colors, which is awesome. Another interesting fact is that scientists say that crayons have the most recognized scent in the entire world. So if you blindfolded everybody in the entire world and put a crayon up to their nose, 99% of people would know what it was. I can like smell it now just thinking about it. Another cool fact.
Ads.
fact is that in 2001, there was a poll asking people what their favorite crayon color was, and 25,000 people voted that their favorite color in the crayon box was the blue. So that one was the winner. Big Blue is the world's largest crayon. The giant was made from 123,000 leftover blue crayons that kids collected. It weighs 1,500 pounds and is almost 16 feet long, so there's no way anyone's coloring with that one. Crayola makes 3 billion crayons a year, so a lot of little kids are using them. So let's first start out with some controversial crayons. And yes, there have been controversial crayons. The first crayon that people didn't like was named Flesh. And because of the fact that people were not okay with this, in 1962, Crayola changed the name to Peach, because obviously there isn't one specific color for Flesh. And then in 2017, there was a color that came out that was called Bluetiful, and people were furious with it, and I find it so dumb. It says, critics say it's teaching children incorrect grammar and spelling. People were mad about a word called Bluetiful. I actually find it to be a really cute name for a crayon, but parents and teachers around the world were like,
that is not proper grammar and spelling, get rid of it.
are we really living in a world where people are upset about a crayon? Is that really the world we live in right now? Let's get into some creepy crayon carvings. I find these to be so fascinating, and I kind of want to buy one right now. So there are people out there that make tiny little sculptures out of these crayons. I've also seen it done with the ends of pencils, and that must take so much work. But just to give you an example of what people make, there is a picture of the Joker being made out of the crayon, which is so cool. There's also a picture of the Donnie Darko bunny, which is really cool as well. I have no idea how they have such precise detail to do this. I'm so impressed. So let's get into a creepypasta called The Crayons. This story is very disturbing, and you may have heard of it before. Because it has been going around the internet for a few years now. Very disturbing, and you may have heard of it before because it has been going around the internet for a few years now. It's about a married couple that returned home from their honeymoon. And because they were now married, they decided to buy a house together. They found a house at a very unusually low price. They decided to buy it, and they were really happy that they got a house so cheap. Always be cautious about things you get for cheap, guys. This story will show that to you. One day, the husband was walking down the hall of their new house and spotted a red crayon lying on the floor. The couple didn't have any children, and they hadn't seen this crayon earlier, so he had no idea.
They're in the cabinet, remember? They're in the bag. Hehe.
How it got there. Then the next day, when the husband got home from work, he was walking down the hall, and once again he saw a crayon lying on the ground. He was puzzled, and when his wife got home, he asked her about this red crayon and why it was there, and instantly her face turned pale. And she told them that she had also been seeing this red crayon in the house every single day, and each time she found it, she would throw it in the garbage, and it would appear again the next day. So both of them are experiencing seeing this red crayon. So the husband walked to the end of this hallway and tapped on the back wall. He heard a very hollow sound, which is not what a wall is supposed to sound like unless there's a room behind it. So he got very curious and started to tear down the wallpaper. Behind this wallpaper, he found a pair of sliding doors. Now, these doors were nailed shut for some very creepy, odd reason. So he got a hammer from his toolbox and started prying out the nails one by one. After getting all the nails out, he opened the doors and saw that there was this really small empty room. Looking around at the white walls in this tiny room, they saw that they were covered in words written in red crayon. Written over and over again were the words, "Mommy, I'm sorry, let me out. Mommy, I'm sorry, let me out." All over these walls in red crayon. So that is so creepy, and obviously the spirit of this child was trying to get the attention of this couple with the red crayon. So it's so sad, but thankfully it's only a creepypasta. It's not true, it's just a scary story, but I thought it fit well with the theme of this video. So let's move on to some weird drawings that kids have made with crayon at restaurants. Because you know when you go to some restaurants, they have those like tables that you can draw with crayon. So servers at restaurants have come forward and told the creepiest thing they have seen a child draw. The first one says, about 9 years ago, we were eating at a restaurant and I saw a kid drawing a lovely landscape. It was adorable watching her draw a sun wearing sunglasses. She was drawing grass and flowers, but then she drew a tombstone. Concerned, I asked what she was drawing and she said, "It is me. We waited so long here that I died." Oh man, it's kind of funny, but like also disturbing when kids are drawing tombstones. Here's the next one from a server. They drew an animal with 2 heads directly onto the table. Not even like on a page, right on the table. I asked them what it was supposed to be, and they replied with, "It's my pet dog." With 2 heads, that is very odd. This next one says, these kids proceeded to draw 5 pictures of my manager being killed by jungle cats. What? And when they left the pictures on the table for us to see. Kids are strange, man. I find this next thing to be so cool, and I put it in here because Halloween is coming up. There is this thing where you can get a white pumpkin and melt different colored crayons onto the pumpkin, and it has a really cool effect, and I low-key like want to do this. And it doesn't have to be rainbow, it could be like black and orange colors all over the pumpkin. I just love doing DIY and like crafty stuff for Halloween, so I thought I would just kind of insert this into here. But yeah, those are all of the creepy and weird facts that I could find about crayons. I feel like it was more about what the kids did with the crayons more than the crayons themselves. But still, if you guys enjoy me making this nostalgia series, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you want me to do next, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye. Well guys, that is the end of the video. I will see you guys when I post another video. Bye bye. Hold on, let me just stop.